Oops, wrong slide. I was wrong. I was wrong. Patrons, Baron of Dice, Wybarian. So I was reading some of the comments on the How to Win with Ironjawz video that I made earlier today, and I've changed my mind on something. So shout out to Jordan Deviser. Ironjawz Brawl, this is Jordan here. Ironjawz Brawl is going to happen less than half the time, sure, but when it does happen, it's impactful. It can really change the way that fights go. More impactful than a 6-up in my opinion. It's better to give yourself outs for doing huge numbers rather than standing around tanking through all 5 turns of a game. Where's the rest of it? A game you can't win is what it says. Where's the rest of it? Anyway, so I thought it was, so I replied and I said, well, it depends on which army you're up against. If you're fighting a Mortal Wound army like Cruel Boys, that ward is going to be very impactful. And it's definitely going to be useful having, like, if someone's dealing mortal wounds to you and you have no ward whatsoever and you have a really high save, that's where the value that you're getting for the points that your models cost is really poor, right? So having a 6-up ward, it's like, yes, you know, it's not an amazing ward, but it's, you know, it's going to help you, it's going to prevent you from just melting, right? And then Dr. Scott Tavius replies and says, well, I would disagree. Giving your unit 17% more effective health, which is, in a reinforced unit of Ardboys, roughly 3 models, is not nearly as good as sometimes doing 33 to 55% extra attacks. So the 50% attacks from Ardboys, right? They go from 2 attacks to 3 attacks, so it's a 50% increase. And a 33% increase, I believe, is just from the brutes, right? Like if you already throw 3 dice. But then I start to think about, like, well, what if you call your Wa that turn, right? And then you get this charge off, and your reinforced Ardboys also have Zogrock, and like the Zogrock buff, and maybe the War Chanter +1 kilobeat buff, and maybe they also have, what was that other one I was thinking? Yeah, Zogrock, yeah, whatever, just like, you know, like the buffs in the army, and all of a sudden it's like Ardboys are throwing 4 dice now each, with like +1 damage crit mortals, right? Like, it's like 40, or it's 20 Ardboys, right? At 4 dice each. Like, it's 80 dice. And then it's like crit mortals. And then 2 damage each. Like, we're talking about almost 30 just mortal wounds. Like, what, like, you know what I mean? Like, derp. Like, when it goes off, buddy, it's gonna go off. You know, it's like, fair enough. That is way more impactful than just that 1 extra attack from Ardboys, right? With the right buffs is way more impactful. Like, you'll throw that into Rock Guts. You'll buff that up and stick it in the middle of the table or whatever. And it's like, it's just like, when you're right, you know? Like, I stand corrected. I swear right now the best way. So, okay, so I think, tell me if I'm wrong here, lads, but I think that right now the best way to play Ironjawz, for sure, is Kragnos Grunta-Stampede. I think that is the way to play Ironjawz right now. Tell me what you think. Come join the Discord. Hey, I got a TTS league going on. You should come play in the TTS league. It's going to be fun. Lots of good players, lots of fun players. Yeah, it's great. Like, subscribe. Wow.